Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Ironman League Racing video. Another 100% race distance league race. And as you can see, we are in a one-shot qualifying today. And just like last week, we are invalidating our qualifying lap on purpose so we can do another beautiful last to first challenge in this league race. There are a few F1 esports drivers in there, including my teammate Danny Bresnay. So competition is gonna be high as usual, not as high as PSL or WR of course, but it's never easy against this level of drivers. As you can see there, Thomas Gau on pole position, ahead of Ben Sabo, Istvan Pukki, and the Red Bull of RBT Bainey, his name is, I think so. As you can see there, once again rain in this race, in the second last weather slot, so it should be towards the end of the race, not sure of course. But we will find that out once the rain gets there. We're going to be starting on the hards, as you can see right there. And I reckon we're going to be one of the only ones starting on the hards. But I just wanted to create a tire offset. Maybe go for a zero stop into the rain, depending how it's going to go. But yeah, we will find out how it goes. It's lights out and away we go. And we're going to take it very carefully into turn 1. It is a street circuit, of course. And the last week we got front wing damage, so I'm gonna take it a little bit more careful. It's a race that takes 1.5 hours, of course. Same distance as real F1. So we've got time enough, if we've got a good race pace, to catch up to the rest of the field. And there's no point getting front wing damage again. Last week we could have maybe won as well if we didn't get front wing damage. I just need to play it carefully, because otherwise our race will be ruined in the first stint again. So you can see there, no major incidents here actually. Quite surprising considering it is a street track, high speed first sector, start of the race. So yeah, pretty clean so far as we go up to P18. And still no one around us on a different compound. It seems like absolutely everyone has started on the mediums. And yeah, that means we're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage in the opening stint. I think in general, the mediums will be a bit of a better race tire around here anyway. But we're going to have to wait and see, of course. 100% race distance is quite different compared to a 50% race distance. But yeah, I think even in a 50% race distance, the mediums are the best race tire. So as we try to have a little go around the outside of Boros there, into P17 we go. He is on the medium as well, so off the racing line, I was struggling a little bit to get the front end turned in, but we managed to get up to P17 in the end. And now we've got Tamas Alruc ahead of us. Basically everyone you see here that is usually not in PSL or WR are Hungarian. I think we actually might be the only one that's not Hungarian here, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we are on our own here as a Dutchie, as the two guys ahead of us are fighting hard wheel to wheel. I decided to take profit from it with a switchback, but couldn't quite get the power down. And you can see there, Janos is flashing as well as he sends it down the inside there again. Couldn't quite pull it off, and now we go around the outside to get squeezed up to the wall. And up to P16 we go. Only 4 positions gained so far, which isn't a lot, considering our teammate Danny Bresnay, I think this is up to P12, P11, so he's gained a lot more compared to us, but he is on the mediums, of course, we're on the hards, so it was always going to take a little bit longer for us. Not to mention, we did take it very carefully in that opening lap compared to Danny, so as you can see there, actually the Aston of Norbert, am I saying that correctly, Norbert? Going a little bit wider in that fast left-hander, and that compromises your exit so much. And you can see there, he lost a lot of time. So we're just waiting now for another little mistake. Perhaps he has DRS as well, so not going to be easy to overtake him.
The fastest lap is at 1 minute 30.9. We don't currently have the data for that request.
And as you could hear Jeff say there, a 1:30.9 fastest lap. So we're only 6 tenths off that. And considering we're on the hards, that is quite good. You can see the top 3 in the bottom left has completely broken away as we go for a move on Norby now, into the final corner around the outside. We're going to brake as late as we can, leave the space on the inside, but couldn't quite get the front end turned in to make a move around the outside. So I decided, you know what, we're once again gonna go for it into turn 1. And down the inside we go. Purple last sector and a personal best race lap for us there. Down the inside we go. He squeezes a little bit and decided to try to go for the switchback, but he covered that off nicely. So we stay in P15 for one more lap, and this is a no overtaking opportunity until the next DRS zone. So that is going to be in the second sector, midway into the lap. And even then, it's probably better to wait for the final two straights of the lap. As Norby actually has a good run on Christoph now. Christoph, F1 Esports Challenger Series driver in 2022. I'm not sure what he's doing on this game, to be honest, as someone is in the wall there without a front wheel, and that is a safety car deployed. And last week I was complaining that there was, or me and Danny were complaining there was not enough safety cars, and now we already got one after 6 laps. So.
No, I didn't see it.
The guy lost his wheel. And yeah, that's why there was a safety car, simple as that. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be boxing for a new set of mediums. And yeah, then from here on we can probably go for 2-stop, as what? The Aston ahead of us almost came to a complete stop there.
What happened?
The guy was almost standing still in pit entry.
You have your wing, right?
Yeah,
I put on soft. What did you put on?
I put on mediums.
Yeah, that's good for you. Now I think hard start was good like this. Or I mean soft start would have been better. I don't want to use my last medium, you know, because it's a good race tire.
That's why I started hard, just wanted to get rid of them.
So yeah, we got rid of our hard tires, which are probably the slowest race tire here. Some other people did move on to them, so we might have an advantage here. Some people on softs as well. They are definitely gonna have to box again. So are we, I reckon. I think 42 laps on a set of mediums is gonna be too much, but we are straight away gonna go on the attack here at the safety car restart around the outside of Tamas into turn 1, which turns to the inside for turn 2 and up to P15 we go. We lost that position in the pit stop because we had to double stack with our teammate Danny Resnay, of course. So that was a bit unfortunate, otherwise we maybe would have been into P14 now. And you can see there Christoph on the hards. The guy ahead of us, Norby, on the softs. So Norby should have more grip than us here, as he tries to find a way past Christoph into the long left-hander. We're going to go in a second. We're going to try and see if we can maybe take advantage of this. I have a little switchback on Norby here, and unfortunately we can't quite pull that off, as Norby had more momentum around the outside on that soft compound of tire. Big exit coming up here though, so I'm gonna prepare the exit to get early on full throttle, go around the outside here, which turns into the right-hander right here, gives us a little bit of slipstream into the fast left-hander we're gonna go. It was briefly 3 wide for a second there, and we had to be careful not to lose. Our front wing as gap goes wide!
Oh my god.
And we almost lost our front wing there. A very sketchy moment. As now we go on the attack on Christoph, down the inside we go. Can we turn that to the outside? Maybe for the final corner. No, back to the inside we go. Big send. We managed to cover off the switchback right there. And up to P11 we go. Very good opening lap of the restart here. From P15, P16 to P11 here. So big position gained here for us. And crucially, we managed to somewhat manage that time loss to the front 5. Not everyone has boxed for new tires, of course, as well, so maybe we're gonna get a lot of easy passes here, having the advantage of the new tires, but at the same time others only did 6 race laps on that set of tires, so I'm not sure if they're gonna have a massive advantage there, as the Williams dives out of the way, didn't want to fight us too hard and just drive his own race. So up to P10 we go there. Then we got Timbo ahead of us in the Alfa Romeo. No DRS of course yet. That will be enabled 2 laps or 3 laps after the safety cars come in. And yeah, once again, let's see if we can make an easy pass. Maybe even before the DRS gets enabled. You can see we're gaining quite a lot here on the straight, as we're probably running lower downforce compared to the Alfa Romeo, which has a little bit of a moment there. Gets a poor exit. We're going to turn on the overtake button and get an easy overtake before the final corner. Up to P9 we go. And you can see there our teammate Daniel Bresnay on the softs. So he's going to have to box much earlier than us. I think the tire difference between soft and mediums is quite big. So let's see how he is going to do on the set of softs. Of course 2 seconds ahead of us already, but he was quite a few positions ahead of us anyway already from that first stint. So let's see if we can close that gap with the help of some tire wears. The McLaren has a bit of a moment through that fast left-hander as well. We get DRS, and let's see if we can straight away snatch some DRS away from the McLaren ahead, who's 1.2 seconds ahead, so that's not going to be easy. I brake deep, but not deep enough. We're not going to get DRS on the main straight here. But up to P8 we go, and quite a few cars ahead of us on used tires. So let's see how fast we can pick them off here. They should have 6 lap older tires than us, and most of them are on the mediums as well. I think Istvan Pukki on the hards, he boxed, so he is going to be slower in this stint compared to us. We went through that pain in the first stint as we go for a move on the Red Bull there. Up to P7, and now we've got Patrick Sipos ahead of us. Of course, F1 Esports driver for Alpine goes a little bit wide. We get a better exit, and we're gonna go on the attack, turn on the overtake button, which gives us an extra 160 horsepower, and we're gonna straight away go on the attack on the next Red Bull around the outside into the final corner. Up to P5 we go, and now we've got Ben Sabo ahead of us, F1 Esports driver as well. We're gonna get DRS, but no overtaking opportunity into turn 1 for us this time around. Perhaps we can do something in the next lap, because of course he has DRS into turn 1 as well. We already used quite a lot of our battery, so need to take it a little bit chill here. Charge the battery a little bit back up, and then go on the attack maybe in 1, 2 or 3 laps time. Tire advantages of course not massively gonna fade. And yeah, one thing we need to keep in mind is the rain as well. I know it said the final 2-3 laps maybe it was gonna rain, but you never know on this game, to be honest. It could be raining in lap 20 with the weather forecast. It is quite useless, to be honest. But back to the race we go. You can see we have caught up to Benz now, and in the slipstream we're gonna get. He doesn't have any slipstream from Istvan Pukki. He had a little bit of a moment, and yeah, that's a free position for us. Up to P4, our teammate Danny Bresnay in P1 seemed to have broken the DRS to Istvan Pukki, and Thomas Gall, who got pole position down in P3, and he looks quite vulnerable to us. I think he's still on the same set of tires as which he started the race on, so he's gonna have a little bit less space compared to us. Green sectors for us, so let's see if we set a personal best there. I think we did actually, but yeah, 1 lap later Thomas goes a little bit wide, and I decided to go for the move around the outside in this very never-ending left-hander, and into the final corner we're gonna go. You can see the straight line speed advantage you get from the DRS and the slipstream. We're gonna go on the attack on Istvan Pukki straight away into turn 1, while we've got the better tires, as our tires now are 9 laps old as well. Same to his, but of course his hards in comparison are only going to get faster, harder rubber, less tire wear, and his pace is only going to get better compared to us. So we have to go on the attack here, try to break the DRS window, which is the 1 second. You can keep up with it in the top left. It currently is 3/10, and we need to get it up to a second at least, as fast as possible, at least before the next DRS detection zone, which is coming up in around 3 corners. So that's not going to be easy. We've got to try and catch your teammate Danny Bresnay as well before that DRS detection. So I'm going to turn on the overtake button and see if we can sneak
if you can.
into that DRS window, which we're just about gonna do.
You have to push
DRS
as well.
detection was right there on that wide
I
line.
am like 15%, so Not a lot I can do.
And yeah, as you can see there, we said the purple first sector is going to be a purple second sector as well. We just about broken DRS
broken, but
to
I was wide as well.
Istvan Pukki, as I absolutely sent it into the fast left-hander in order to break the DRS, which I think we did. But Danny has no battery left and doesn't have DRS as well, so it's going to be very tricky, as I think Istvan might just about get DRS into the start-finish straight. I'm not sure. Just to be sure, I'm going to absolutely drain my battery in order to break the DRS, but as you can see there, Istvan is going to be in the DRS of our teammate Danny Bresnay, unfortunately, and Danny is slowly going to start struggling with his tires as well, as he's on the softs, of course, Istvan on the hards.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
It's at 10 minutes for me.
So yeah, 10 minutes until rain.
I wanted to do another pit stop before it, but now I won't.
10 minutes until rain, which is basically, yeah, around 6 laps. And yeah, boxing from mediums was definitely the best strategy. Maybe we should have started on softs.
That put me off so much.
But yeah,
my delta's on minus 6 tenths, by the way.
We couldn't know beforehand that there was going to be a safety car as well after 6 laps, of course. So lap 24 now. No one boxed under VSC because we didn't get that opportunity, of course.
I got a 5-second penalty. I'm so stupid. It was 61.
As our teammate Danny Bresnay had to box for another set of tires. He didn't have enough tires left to make it into the rain. So yeah, otherwise he was going to get a puncture, simple as that. So he had to box, and yeah, that's the risk you take. Going softs, get track position.
Doing?
And another VSC has been deployed in lap 29.
He spun twice on this lap.
And yeah, once again, the VSC was enabled there as we went
up to you guys quite
past the pit lane, which is very unfortunate for us. But lap 29 now. This is the same lap, by the way. We're going to go on the attack on Istvan Pukki, trying to go for a switchback, but you can see it's raining and I'm struggling for grip. So I wasn't sure if I had to box. I decided very late on that I was going to be boxing for a new set of inters to see if we can get track position, because if we stay out one more lap, then yeah, we're gonna be stuck behind Istvan Pukki.
Yeah, I go one more lap.
In the wet, it's so hard to overtake without DRS that
I already know my setup is gonna be so dog water. Not gonna be funny.
I wasn't happy with the setup for wet conditions, as I was kind of hoping for a full dry race, with that last weather slot being only wet. So yeah, I decided to go for the inters, to go for the undercut, or hope to go for the undercut, of course. If we fail, then we're gonna have to take the pain from driving this entire lap on intermediates on a kind of semi-dry track, which of course causes a lot of tire wear. But I'm only doing this to try and get track position, because it's so hard to overtake in wet conditions without DRS and dirty air, because you really need that downforce in wet conditions. Dirty air costs you even more time compared to the dry. So now it is important to watch that delta in the top left and see if it's coming down in the second half of this lap. And you can see DRS has been disabled, so we really need to try and get the undercut here. But you can see we're slowly starting to gain already on our teammate Danny Bresnay. And yeah, as you can hear me say, I only lost a second so far, but in this fast left-hander we gained another almost second to our teammate Danny. I think it was around half a second actually, but that's gonna be enough for us to get the undercut and move back up to P1. And yeah, so far we've had a quite flawless strategy with
already a pit stop down.
with moving onto the inters at the exact right moment here. You can see we've already passed Istvan Pukki into turn 1, who is coming out of the pits around 2.5 to 3 seconds behind us. So that means we've had a 3.5 second undercut, maybe even more, because we took it very carefully on pit entry. Didn't want to get a penalty, of course.
To me, you're gonna gain it back with my setup, I think so.
And yeah, our teammate Danny Bresnay, we did an extra pit stop after being forced onto those tires. or forced onto another pit stop because he went into softs, and he probably couldn't make it until the rain. So very difficult scenario for him. So lap 35 now. That was actually quite a clean transition. Quite a clean transition, which I didn't even meant to do. That was just an accident, actually. Sometimes Ethan does do it on purpose, the transitions, but no, that was actually an accident.
Inters look like the best tyre for now.
I really wonder if it's gonna get dry again or not. So maybe we have no info past this. Oh.
Yes. That's very good.
I mean, that's very good.
Inters seem to be the
For me.
fastest tyre for now.
We go. I choked my good race so bad. And I was even losing time.
Confirmed.
I'm getting
we'll
cooked.
see you at the end of this lap. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
I'm boxing. Thinking about full wets, to be honest, but I actually don't know.
Yeah, if it will dry up, then it's not so good.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's gonna dry up because the weather said they just said the last slot was gonna be full wet.
Yeah, the weather report is broken. Oh my god, I nearly got another penalty, man, and I was like so cautious.
So we decided to go for another set of intermediates. I was thinking, as you can hear me say there, to go for full wets, because at the moment it's definitely full wet conditions, but the issue is that if it dries up, you're gonna have to make another pit stop, lose 20 seconds, and...
Oh my god, I don't have throttle. What?
Yeah, I had no throttle.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
just not ideal. So,
Okay.
another beautiful throttle limiter moment there. Still don't get whites in the game. We go racing again here in lap 39. We got a very good safety car restart and managed to keep the lead. Had to be careful to not lock up in turn 1 because you can see there is absolutely no grip
Not a
out
lot of
here.
grip.
Because we're driving on intermediates in full wet conditions, and trying to keep the car pointing in the right direction is quite a struggle at the moment, especially because we're on a full dry setup. This is making life quite hard, and yeah, at the moment the aim is to just keep it pointing in the right direction and keep the lead. I'm not really worried about extending our lead at the moment, especially in these conditions. There is a high chance that there's going to be another safety car or virtual safety car, and then our lead is going to be shrunken to nothing again. So just trying to keep it in the right direction here. However, we are gaining to the car behind. 7.5 tenths now actually, as we head into sector 3 in a second. It is slowly starting to dry up.
No.
As
Oh, you got virtual. It's okay.
The radar
No, it's full.
clear patch on its way.
Oh,
It's about 10
is it?
minutes of this race. Okay, full wet seems to be the fastest tyre for now.
so yeah, another safety car, another 3 laps behind safety car coming up. And yeah, that's what I was saying. Or lead has gone 2 bits again. I was actually wondering if someone would risk it for slicks. But yeah, it was 10 minutes away, and now we're only 5 minutes further. So 5 minutes on slicks in the wet conditions is gonna lose you a lot of lap time. As once again, we get a very good safety car restart, and we're gonna be safe into turn 1 for sure from East Van Pookie. So that is good news. You can see it's already much drier than our last safety car restart. But again, kind of want to save our tires a little bit in case there's gonna be another safety car. So once again, our main aim is to keep it pointing in the right direction and keep the lead for now. I don't think we'll be going onto slicks anymore, to be honest, because yeah, it would have to dry up completely in the next 3 laps, 4 laps, and then you will have to gain 4 or 5 seconds per lap on slicks in order to catch, which is a lot of lap time, and I think not quite doable. I think Inters are quite fast on dry conditions anyway, so we're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen in the next few laps. But the window for going to slicks is closing fast, as there's another virtual safety car. We got Eastern
Oh my god, my belt.
right behind us anyway, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take this
really bad in the fast corners.
BSC.
Sorry, in the slow corners.
So yeah, what I want to say is that we're just gonna take this VSC calm and then try to bolt it on the exit when the VSC ends, which worked out semi-well. But Istvan was really sharp there. You can see the gap is quite big to P3. But yeah, Istvan just did a stellar job in predicting that we were gonna go full push on the exit there. And yeah, now we're on the attack into the final corner. From Istvan Pukki, he goes for the inside. I straighten up the wheel under braking. He goes for the inside. We leave him just enough room, and we keep the lead for now. But he's gonna get another run into turn 1 for sure, with the help of Slipstream. And we are using up that battery quite nicely. We've used 50% in just this lap in order to try to defend from Istvan. We actually used 50% in half a lap, considering the VSC only ended like halfway into the lap. So I managed to stay in the lead once again. Patrick Siepels with a 3-second penalty, as you can see in the top left. And then Ben Szabo P4 and our teammate Danny Bresnay in P5. As we try to wiggle our way around this fast section, trying to keep the car on the road.
These water droplets are literally blinding me on some corners.
Yeah.
As you can hear me say.
Oh shit.
The water droplets are blinding me in some corners. They're so big. And in real life they get swiped to the side immediately, of course. In real life the main struggle is spray from the other car. But here it's just the droplets actually being on your screen. And
do they have a different track than us or what?
You can't see where you're going. Lap 47 now.
For me.
Yeah, probably good.
There are actually people boxing for slicks. And I can't comprehend why. There's 4 laps to go. There's still spray coming off the tires. Even if it dries up by the end of this lap, they would have to gain 7 seconds per lap in order to catch up. And they're not going to be gaining on this lap either. So yeah, I'm very bamboozled on why so many people box for slicks on a wet track with 3 laps to go. Because I feel like it's not even a risk. You're just throwing away a race. You're throwing away points. But lap 47 now. And we got Istvan Pukki going around the outside. I locked the rears a little bit, lost the backhand. And unfortunately, we conceded the position there to Istvan Pukki. We're going to have another run into turn 1 though, with the help of Slipstream. We're going to go around the outside in turn 1. You can see still so much spray coming off the tires. We go around the outside into turn 1, which turns into the inside for the right-hander. We almost touch. We leave each other just enough room, and Istvan goes into the lead of the race with 3 laps to go. So at the end of this one, we're going to have 2 laps remaining to overtake Istvan. Now the thing that I'm hoping for, and you might be thinking, why on earth did he not use his battery? And I was predicting in my head that DRS was going to be enabled in the final 2 laps of the race, because the track is drying up. The people going for slicks, of course, are going to have 1 fast lap in the end. They're not going to catch up, and we're going to be a lot slower in the final 2 laps. But as you can see there, just before the 2 laps are remaining, DRS has been enabled, and I go for a move into turn 1. Decided to back out, because that means we're going to get DRS on the main straight in the final lap. 3 DRS zones are, of course, around this track. You've got the main straight, then the middle straight, and then the run up to the final corner. So we've got to play tactically here. A lot of DRS zones, so we need to overtake at the right moment. Not too early, but also not too late, because you can see we're struggling to keep up in that first sector, and I feel like we are on lower downforce compared to Istvan. So we're gonna be really slow in the first half of the track, no matter what, but we're gonna be really fast in the second half of the track. So we need to play this tactically. Of course, we have to make sure our tires don't overheat in this final lap as well, because There is no spray anymore. It is almost a dry track at this point. And in this final lap, we're definitely going to start to see some people overheating on these intermediates, which is not what we want. We want ultimate performance on that final lap of the race, and that's what we're aiming for. 75% ERS is what we're going to have on the exit of the final corner. A little bit more actually, maybe. 77, so we've got some to play with, as Istvan has a big moment in the final corner and decided, you know what?
Not sure if I should pass him or not.
I'm gonna go for a move into turn 1.
I think he's struggling, Danny, so...
Without using my ERS, which means we're gonna have 79-80% battery to use in the final lap. I'm not sure if we can use it all, but we're gonna for sure get close to be using it all. As, yeah, you can see I'm just crawling around this first sector to try and not overheat these tires. And I was kind of hoping that Istvan was struggling on tires. Not tire wear, but just tire overheating, as I'm using a little bit of my battery there to open up the gap and minimize the slipstream he's gonna get. I'm crawling around every corner here, and as you can see, I'm trying to get the power down, but there's just no grip. The tires are just floating, it feels like, as we go through the right and the left-hander. And this is an important accident. We need to make sure we stay ahead here in order to create as big of a gap as possible.
Tell me if he's flashing, Danny.
Everyone is flashing.
Onto the final 2 DRS straights. We're gonna turn on the overtake button. We don't know his battery because everyone is flashing for the rain light because we're on intermediate. We're gonna keep the overtake on until the final corner, of course. Istvan is gonna go around the outside. We're gonna brake slightly earlier to let him go ahead, as he gets a little bit of a moment. Not sure if he locked the rears there. We're gonna turn on the DRS and we're gonna win across the line, as we got less drag with the DRS, of course. And
I wasn't fast enough on Inters.
we played the DRS game to perfection. Our first win in, or not our, but in the F123 Ironman League. Beautiful race. Absolutely love these 100% races. So much action, so many different strategies. Safety car spiced things up as well, of course. So absolutely loved it. Won by 6/100ths of a second. Not sure if there's a little bit of desync or an iRacing, I think they call it lag bubble, in the final corner if Istvan just locked the rears. But yeah, GG's to Istvan. Great battle. Not just in that final lap, but in previous laps as well. Didn't hit a single time. Absolutely loved it. I hope you guys loved this great race as well. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these in the future. Make sure to like and subscribe for more league racing content, and see you guys next time. Ciao.